Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do another declutter. I've been doing these every week, and this is going to be the biggest one, which is my eyeshadow palette declutter. I have so many palettes, it is ridiculous. I can barely even open my drawer and see what is in there to decide what I'm going to do with my eyes for the day. So this is much needed. I actually ended up decluttering a lot more than I thought, which is a good thing. This is my job, so I have a lot of palettes, and I know it seems like I'm getting rid of a lot, but it needs to be done. It's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. It just happens every year. I need to do this because I collect way too much. With my declutters, I always get questions what I'm going to be doing with this stuff. Getting rid of or decluttering does not mean I'm throwing anything away. Nothing will be wasted. I just want you guys to know that. I will be giving some things to friends and family, donating a good chunk that was gifted to me, and then I'm selling a few things as well over on my Poshmark, which I'll have linked down below. But go ahead and get into this declutter. It's a long one. We got a lot to do. Let's get started. Alright guys, so here's the drawer that I keep pretty much most of my palettes in. So most of them are in here. I also have a separate section for ColourPop, Jeffree Star, and Too Faced, so those will be at the end. But yeah, we're just gonna get into this. These are all my palettes that I've at least tried. There's a couple I haven't tried yet, so they are not in here if you're looking for them. And I feel like I've got quite a few palettes recently, so this is gonna be so hard. But I actually bought like a bunch of palettes on sale recently, and I realized I probably shouldn't have done that because I have so many already, and then I just end up being disappointed. Anyways, let's get into this. I'm going to pull out this one first, which is my Pat McGrath. I think it's the Mothership 5, the Bronze Seduction. One of her more neutral ones, and it is a beautiful palette, so I will be keeping it. I spent quite a bit on that. Alright, we got the Lunar Beauty. This is the Strawberry Dream palette from Manny MUA. I got this on sale at Sephora, and I do think it is really pretty. We get a lot of fun colors in here. I do wish it had maybe a couple more shimmers. It does have this row, and I love this blue diamond shade and Sweet Dream. Beautiful. This gold, it's a little bit too yellow gold for me. I'm not a big fan of that color, but overall, I've really been enjoying this palette, so I will be keeping it. Next, we have the Natasha Denona Metropolis. Now, this one I've been debating on a while, and it's kind of a regret purchase for me, I must say. But I think I will be decluttering this. I am gonna use it one more time for like a comparison. I just ordered the new Natasha Denona palette, and I want to like swatch them together. But I think after that, it's gonna be decluttered because it's just, I never use this, and you guys know me, I need enough mattes, and this just does not have enough mattes. There's a lot of satins in here, and there's a lot of colors, but there's just so many repetitive colors in here. Like, I really want her to do like a smaller version of this with like these fun teals and greens, but I guess I can kind of get that from my gold palette too, so it's like, ugh, I really didn't need this. So it was very expensive too. I think I'm going to probably sell this one, honestly, to get a little bit of money back because that was an expensive purchase. But yeah, I'm decluttering it. My Tati palette, I really enjoy this. I've included it in a lot of different videos, many recommendations and stuff, and I love it. I just feel like it has everything for a neutral palette. I love that it has different finishes. You have matte, sequin, metallics, and your glitters. So there's so much you can do with it, and it's one of my go-to neutral palettes. I have a lot of neutral palettes too, by the way, and I'll probably keep a lot of them. Neutrals are my favorite, and I can never have enough. Like, I don't even care. Everyone's always like, oh, like, when the new palette comes out, like, well, I already have those shades, and I'm like, I need it though. This one I've used a couple times. Ugh, it's from Melt. And I just can't get with this color story. I don't know. I bought it because I wanted to have a Melt palette. And it has some really pretty shades in here. But like, this whole section is cool. This whole section is more warm. And I just feel like these shades do not go with these. And it kind of bothers me. And I did get it on a really good deal, but I don't know, I think I'm just so bothered by that. I just feel like I'm not inspired by it. It's hard to come up with looks, so for that reason, I think I will be letting this one go. It's a regret purchase, something I bought because it was on sale, and I really just should have thought about it before doing that. I bought like so much sale stuff when TJ Maxx was closed because that's usually where I get my sale stuff. I'm gonna find a Melt palette that I like. I did see the new one coming out, and I'm thinking about getting that. That one looks good. Also, let me know if you guys have any melt palettes that you love, but I think I'm decluttering that one. This is another Pat McGrath palette that I bought because it was on sale, and it was a regret. I really did not need this, the Platinum Bronze. It was like half off on her website, but I realized I already have these shades in my, I think it's the Divine Rose palette from her. Pretty much I have the similar color story, so I really don't need to have both of these. This one's kind of nice if you want a condensed version, but I do prefer the, why can I ever think of the name of it? Divine Rose over this, so I will declutter. I have this one. I really shouldn't have had this in here because I haven't used it. This is a Profusion Mirage palette. I think I've only swatched it, so I do need to hang on to this, I think. I have the BH Cosmetics Opalescent palette. I got this at TJ Maxx. I think it's a cute palette. It has some really light tones in it, and I will say the mattes in here are pretty light. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. I feel like I have similar things in my collection from ColourPop that I like better than this quality. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and declare this one just because I have some better ones in my collection. I have these neon palettes from Huda, which I've held on to for so long. I bought them last summer, wanted to do a review on them, and just never used them. They are beautiful though. I have the neon pink and then this neon orange. Which, yeah, I literally have not used these at all. I'm like, I might as well declare them because I'm not using them, but I'm like, maybe I need to try them at least once and see. I've heard very mixed reviews on these, I will say. Okay, I had to take a minute to think of what I wanted to do, so I'm going to keep the neon pink. And I'm going to declutter the neon orange just because I really think I'll use the pink one a bit more. So, saying goodbye to that. We have here, let's just pull out random stuff. Oh goodness, this one's a hard one. The Lime Crime Venus XL2. I really did like the color story of this. I think it's cute. It has some kind of muted tones in it. It's kind of more cool toned. It has these fun greens, but I've used it a couple times and I didn't think the quality was that amazing. I always struggle with Lime Crime shadows. I just don't love their formula so much, and I think I can get the same looks with other things. So I wanted to keep this because I wanted to have at least one Lime Crime, but I just am not loving it. So I'm going to declutter this guy. This one as well, you guys are going to be surprised, but I do not like this palette. I usually like all the Anastasia releases, but the Amrezi I was so excited for. I really felt like I was going to love the colors in here, but I just keep trying to use it, and what bothers me is these two colors. Like, these are like practically the same. It has two chunky glitters that I don't use. There is a couple neutral tones that I can get with some of her other palettes. So for that, it's just not a favorite for me. I have to say, I'm pretty unimpressed with it, and I will be letting this one go. I really do struggle with finding a look to do with this, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. But on the other hand, a Sultry is one of my favorites from Anastasia. It's more cool toned, beautiful, one of my favorite neutral palettes, and they're very glittery too. So I love this, especially like holiday time. It's stunning, so I'm going to hold on to that. I have, this one is very similar, Naked Reloaded from Urban Decay. It's a very similar color story, and it is one of my favorite Naked palettes. Even though it is so similar to Sultry, I do like to have this on hand as well for a neutral Urban Decay palette, just, you know, for video references, and I do use it from time to time as well, so I will keep that too. I have the Huda Desert Dusk. I think I will hold on to this. I mostly just really love this Twilight shade in there. I think it's stunning. So I haven't used this in a while. I really do need to use this a bit again, but I'm gonna keep that. Oh goodness, you guys. Naked Honey. This is one of my favorite palettes. Oh, it's so beautiful, from Urban Decay. I don't know why I said the Reloaded was my favorite, because this is definitely my favorite. It has beautiful gold tones. You can get a neutral look, but it has kind of like a goldy yellow tone to it that's just absolutely stunning, and yellow was huge last year. So that one's staying in my collection. I have a little mini Violet Voss palette. I think I will declutter this. I do not reach for this. I think I got it as like a freebie, either in an Ipsy or BoxyCharm, so I will declutter. The Dominique Latte palette. This is a really nice neutral palette. I think I will hold on to this, although you do kind of get very similar looks with it, but I do like that it has the mattes and then these few shimmers, which I always go for these kind of shimmer tones on the lid if I want something really quick and easy. So even though there's really not a lot you can do with it, I am going to hold on to it. I have the Anastasia Jackie Aina palette. I need to use this more, but it is a beautiful palette. I really like the shades in here. You get super pigmented, beautiful, rich tones that I think any skin tone can wear this. It's stunning, and I'm really surprised that it's on sale. Like, this is such a good palette, so I will be keeping it for sure. We have the Carly Bible. This is another one that's constantly on sale, and I really like it. Just like a lighter kind of smoky taupe purple palette for me. I think it's really pretty, and I use this a lot. Oh no, this shade. I need to put some alcohol in that one. It's about to crumble, but I will be keeping the Carly palette. I do really enjoy it. Here's another Anastasia one, the Riviera. I've pretty much only used this one time, and it was really pretty. Like, you can get a nice colorful look with it. I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I know I like hardly use it, so I probably should declutter, but I do think it's a nice like colorful palette just for something different. So I think I'm gonna hold on to it. Here's another little Violet Voss palette that I have not used. What the heck? I think I got this in an Ipsy like recently, like a month or two ago. It was like a free gift, so I'm thinking if I should keep this. Maybe I'll keep it for now. I haven't even used that, so I need to give it a fair chance. This Natasha Denona, of course I'm keeping the Mini Retro. Such a beautiful little palette. Love her minis, keeping it. Huda Beauty New Nudes is probably my favorite palette from Huda. I absolutely love it. It's such a good one, and these like foiled chunky shades are stunning. I love this one, so staying with me. Of course, I will be keeping the Natasha Denona Lila. I honestly haven't used this in a bit, but it is a beautiful palette. The shades in here are just gorgeous. I love purples. It's one of my favorite colors to wear, and this is just a classic, so I'm going to keep that. I have a little mini Urban Decay. As you can see, this is really not used at all, so I will declutter this. It's their On the Run palettes, which I think is a cute concept, but I just never really got any use out of them, and I've had it for over a year. I guess some of my Too Faced palettes got in here. This is the Chocolate Gold. I really do enjoy this. I will be keeping it. I love the formula of this one. It has a few mattes, not very many, but it's just enough for me. Like my crease, my outer corner, either of those, and then I put a fun shimmer on the lid. I really like that palette. And my Sweet Peach I will be keeping as well. I recently got a new one to replace my old one that was getting a little bit out of date, so this is a newer one and I need to use that. It's a beautiful palette. I love it. This is the Spicy Betch from Tarte. I did a video on this, and it's actually a pretty good palette. Like, it performs really well, but I just don't really wear these. These kind of colors are not really my shade, so I'm going to let that one go. I have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This is a beautiful palette, too. I like kind of how it's more pastel. It totally gives me spring vibes, very light on the eyes, but it has some gorgeous shimmers. Now I'm thinking, do I need both of these? I don't know. Let's see. This one's a bit deeper in tone, but I feel like I would use the Mercury Retrograde more. Like, you can see I've barely touched this one. So, I think I'm actually going to declutter Desert Dusk. That's actually surprising, but I think I just need this one. This one I like a lot, and I know I will use that more. We have, Anastasia Soft Glam. This is a go-to. I've used this a ton. So stunning. Just a nice warm neutral palette, which I will be keeping. We have this one from Tarte. I've kept it, and I think it's time to let it go. It is gorgeous, but this came out forever ago. It's the Aspen Ovard palette. She did a collab with Tarte, and it's just a very light, easy, everyday palette, and I love that she did that. But unfortunately, this is probably never coming back. It's been gone for probably 3 years now, so I think it's time to let this go, which a lot of people will be shocked. I know it's like a wanted palette, and I got good use out of it, but when I have these kind of things in my collection, like limited edition stuff, I don't use them so much because I like to recommend things to you that you guys can get. So I'm going to declutter it. I know I can get a similar look out of some of my other palettes. This one from Tarte, I bought randomly at Ulta because I feel like I need more Tarte palettes. I've decluttered so many, but they just haven't come out with anything really that great. And I think it's okay, but I'm not really using it. As you guys could see, I've barely touched this, so unfortunately, I am going to go ahead and declutter this, and I really hope that Tarte will come out with something soon that just is incredible. I just need something from them because they're really slacking for me. The Naked, let's see, Urban Decay Naked Cherry, I will keep this. I do enjoy it. I feel like it's just a nice neutral palette with some burgundies in there. You can't do like a ton with it. There's only so much you can do. A lot of things do look similar when you try to do looks with it, but I do like the simplicity of it, and I feel like it's nice, and I use it in my collection. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. This one I really don't use that much, but it is very beautiful, and I do like kind of having something from Charlotte Tilbury, like an eyeshadow from her line, to talk about once in a while, so I feel like I should keep this. I think I will. I don't have any of her quads. I don't really care for them, but this is definitely the better of her eyeshadows, I think, so I'm going to keep it. We have this guy. This is the Alter Ego Goddess. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold, but I love my gold, and I don't really use this one. So, this is hard, but I just don't like having all these doubles. I like the Alter Ego palettes. I think they're great dupes, but like I said, I don't like having so many duplicates of things. And here's another one, the Daydream from them, which is the dupe for the New Nudes. Literally, it's very similar, but it's like, I do prefer having my Huda one. I just do. I will declutter this one as well, sadly. I just don't have room to keep both. Let's see, I also have my Born to Run from Urban Decay. Love this. Oh my gosh, I need to use this more. But I'm going to keep this one. I think this is a great all-around palette. You can do neutral looks. There's some colors in there, and I really love it. Especially the Smug shade is everything. Keeping. We have this one. Oh, here's a good Tarte palette that I enjoy. I was like, I don't know if I have any Tarte palettes left, but I do enjoy this one. It's actually from their Sugar Rush line. It's this little, I don't know what it's called. What is it called? Be You. It's so cute. So I'm gonna keep that one. I don't know if they still sell it though, that's the thing, but I'm gonna hold on to it for now. I have my Anastasia Norvina palette. This is one of my favorites from Anastasia. I really love this quality. So beautiful. A light neutral purple palette that I just adore. So I'm going to keep that one. This one is from Pure. It's the Pure Barbie palette, which I really wanted to like this. I think it's stunning. I love anything Barbie, and it's just a fun collector's piece, but I just don't love the shadows in here. I've used it like once, and it just really doesn't appeal to me. You can get a cute look out of it, but it's just not something I'm going to reach for very much. So I will be decluttering that one, unfortunately. These two Dose of Colors palettes I've had in my collection for a very long time, and I don't really reach for them much anymore, but I really used to love them, but I think it's time to let them go. They've just had their time. I'm not really into all matte palettes these days. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them go, unfortunately. They've been in my collection for probably five or 6 years, whenever they release. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm not using them so much anymore, so I'm gonna declutter both. This Rimmel palette, it's okay, but I'm not loving the quality here. Like, you'll notice I don't have a ton of drugstore shadows, but there is some that I really like my e.l.f. palettes, my ColourPop, but I just don't love the Rimmel palettes. I just can't get with their quality, so I'm going to declutter. This MAC Smarty Pants palette I got at TJ Maxx. I actually really enjoy this one. It's a nice neutral palette. I could do a really easy, fun look with this one, with this brown in the outer corner. I usually do one of these two on the lids. I do enjoy it, so I'm going to keep it. I have this Marc Jacobs palette too, the Stiletto. I've only used this a couple times, but when I wear it, you guys always give me so many compliments, and I think it's very unique, the color story. I don't have a ton like this in my collection. It's very cool toned, like cool purples, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I think there's a lot more that I could do with that palette. I also have my Natasha Denona Gold. You guys already know I love this so much, so I'm going to be keeping that one. It's my favorite Natasha Denona palette. And my Jeffree Star Jawbreakers in here as well. I'm going to be keeping this one. I like it because it has pretty much every color of the rainbow, so if I ever need any certain color, I know it's in here, so I'm going to keep that. The quality is great as well. I have the Naked Ultraviolet. I just did a video on this. I am going to keep it. It's very new in my collection, and it's an okay palette. It's not my favorite purple palette, but I can create some really fun looks with it, so I'm going to keep it. This one I can declutter. It's kind of similar vibes to that Naked palette from Becca. I got this at TJ Maxx. It is the Pearl Glow Shimmering palette, but I think I do prefer the Naked Ultraviolet over this. This is an all shimmer palette too, except for like these two mattes, but it's cute. Like, it creates some fun looks, the different duochromes, but it's not a favorite, so I will be decluttering that one. I have this little mini e.l.f. bite-size palette. This one is in Rosewater, which I will keep. I'll be keeping pretty much all these e.l.f. palettes. I love them. They're like $3 and amazing quality. Here is my Divine Rose, I believe, from Pat. Love this. So beautiful. I need to use this more, but I've been trying to focus on some new releases, and so I've gotten behind on trying these palettes more, but I still adore this so much, so I'm going to keep that one. I have some more little minis. I have all these Huda ones, which I was collecting for a while. This one is the Topaz, I think. Yeah, Topaz Obsessions. It's pretty cute, but I don't really use these anymore. I'm trying to think if I want to keep them. I got this Nude Light one. I don't really use this either, but ugh, I don't know. I need to use this more. I'm definitely going to keep the Nude Light. These three I can declutter Ruby. I just don't really think I'm going to use this Color Story. The Amethyst I haven't used yet, but it looks so cute. But these have, I don't know, I feel like they're like practically giving these away in subscription boxes and stuff. They just don't seem to have much value anymore. This is so hard though. I like these little minis. This Becca palette, this is the Ocean Jewels. I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't know. I tried it the other day. It's just okay, but I don't love Becca's matte shadows. I do not like them. I just don't think it's a good formula, and I don't even know if they come out with palettes anymore these days. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I have this from KVD, the Lolita Por Vida. I just did a testing video on this, and it was okay. I'm not really obsessed with it. I feel like it's very light in tone. So I'm thinking I might declutter it. I don't know, or like return it to the store. I'm just not really that impressed. I just got this not that long ago, and it's just okay, but it really needs to have more pigmentation to fit more skin tones. It's not really something I want to recommend. I have similar but better palettes, so I'm going to declutter that one. This is just all my eyeshadow singles. It's a mixture of MAC, Anastasia. There might be some Makeup Geek in there. I really don't use this anymore, but this used to be like everything. Do you guys remember like the first YouTube days? Everyone always used to make their own palettes, like their Z palettes and stuff, and Z palette like got canceled. I don't even know if they make stuff anymore. I remember they like fought with people over on Instagram and said some rude stuff to their customers, so I feel like, I don't know, they got canceled and like no one uses them anymore. But I'm gonna keep that because it's just like all my singles. I can't get rid of it. Oh yes, I love this palette still, the ABH Norvina. I did a whole video of 3 looks on this, and I need to use it more. Like I said, I've been trying some other stuff in my collection, but I still love this. It's still one of my favorite purchases this year. I think it's stunning. Like, you have your pinks, purples, and neutrals. It's beautiful. You guys, I think it's time to declutter this. I know. I don't really reach for it anymore. It's such a big, bulky palette. It doesn't have a mirror. It's really messy, and I've had it for a long time. And don't get me wrong, I really loved this when it came out, and I thought it was stunning and beautiful, and I loved the neutral looks I can get with it. But yeah, there's been more that's come out that I just prefer. So unfortunately, I am finally going to declutter this palette, the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm sorry, but that is going to be decluttered. Next, I have the Ciate Glitter Storm. I don't really use this anymore either. It's pretty. It has these few glitters on top, but yeah, I don't think the formula is that great in here. It's okay. I love the packaging. It has this kind of fun glitter that rains down. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one too. I'm doing pretty good, better than I thought. I have the Alter Ego Sahara. I will keep this one from Alter Ego. It's actually a dupe for the Natasha Biba palette, which I don't have that. So I'm keeping this one. I've always wondered if I should get the Biba palette, but then I don't know. It's something I kind of want, but then I have this, which is basically the same thing. So I will be keeping. Sorry, I think that got a little out of focus there. This Stila Blue Realm palette, it's something I really shouldn't have bought. I just bought because it was at a good price, but ideally, I don't use this. It's kind of like a topper shade. These are really cool, like formula-wise, like they're almost a cream to powder, but it's not a color scheme I really use. Like, I'm not going to use that blue ever. So it's just kind of sitting here in my collection, and I think I just need to get rid of it. And then I have this Pixie one. I'm going to keep this one. This is the Natural Beauty. I need to use this a bit more. I haven't used it in so long. I don't think Pixie has the best eyeshadow formula, to be honest, but I do want to keep this because I like to have something from Pixie for recommendations and stuff. And yeah, I love the color scheme in here, so I do want to keep that one. I have this Lorac palette, which I also have barely used. It's the Luxe Diamond palette. I got it on sale during an Ulta sale. I think it was Black Friday. I'm actually really impressed with the quality of this palette. I think it's amazing. I'll have to see if they still make this one. If it's limited edition, I might declutter it, but I'm gonna keep this one because it kind of reminds me of my old Lorac Pro palettes, but it's kind of like a better updated version that performs really well. I used to love the Lorac shadows, and I really want to see them make a comeback. I really miss them. Like, I feel like they're kind of slacking in the makeup world, so I'm gonna keep that one. I have this Makeup Revolution. This is the Emily Noel palette. I don't really use this anymore. I don't know. It's okay. It's really bulky and takes up a lot of space in my collection. I think it's limited edition as well. And yeah, I don't like to recommend limited edition stuff. I do love Emily's channel, and I think she did make a really great palette, but I don't know. It's just taking so much space and I'm not using it, so I'm gonna let that one go. This is one from Iconic London. It's also a huge palette, and I feel like it is really pretty. I like this Closing Party shade here, but I've only used this once since I got it, so I think that's a sign that I probably didn't need this. Like, I have so many neutral palettes that have amazing quality, and while this is really pretty, I know I have something similar that I like a bit more, so I'm gonna declutter, unfortunately. This is the, these are dupes actually. I have Natasha Denona Sunrise and then Alter Ego Aurora. I did a video on these and they look very similar on the eyes. The Natasha formula is just a little bit better. It blends out a little bit easier and I don't have to build it up as much. So for that reason, I will be keeping this one. I just love my Natasha palettes. And then I'm gonna declutter Aurora because, like I said, I just don't need doubles of stuff if I already have one. This, oh my gosh, I've kept this around for so long. I never use it. I got it as a Christmas gift and I just can't get rid of it. It's the IT Cosmetics It Girl palette. Literally have not used it. It's limited edition. It's super cute packaging though, but it's not being used, so I feel like I should pass it on, give it to someone else to love and use, because I'm not. So I'm gonna let that one go. This Physicians Formula Butter eyeshadow palette, these are okay. I can get a cute look with it, but it's not something I reach for a ton. I only really love this shade here. It's really pretty. I haven't swatched anything, but this one is like almost like a cream to powder again, but it has that really pretty foiled look to it that I like. But yeah, it's basically like I'm using it for just that shade, which is kind of dumb, so I'm gonna declutter. This is the Ace Beauty Scarlet Dusk. Don't use this either. I used it one time for a box charm video and that is about it, so I will let that one go. We have this one from Persona. This is a pretty cool tone neutral palette, but I just don't really use it so much. I think I'm gonna hold on to it a little longer. I need to use it more. This Wander Beauty one, I'm not a big fan of Wander Beauty shadows, I have to say. This is the Seascape palette. The shimmers are beautiful, but I always feel like they need extra, like more mattes. Like, I wish they would just do half and half, like 3 mattes, 3 shimmers, but I love their shimmers. Like, the Seafoam shade is probably my favorite in there. I'm gonna let that one go as well. I have a pretty big pile. I didn't think I was gonna get rid of this many. Next is this Smashbox LA Angels palette. I don't love Smashbox eyeshadows. It's just, I don't know, they're just nothing special to me. Every time I try a palette, it's just okay. And I don't like to keep mediocre things because I have so many things that I'm like in love with. So I'm gonna let that one go as well. Oh, here's more little palettes. I have this Nubian one by Juvia's Place. I don't even know if they sell this one. I really need to make a Juvia's Place order. I want to try more of their shadows or like go to Ulta and get some. I don't really use this little palette though, so I am going to declutter it, but you guys should let me know if you have any favorites from Juvia's Place, their palettes, because I do want to get some of their full-size ones because I just don't use that one because I don't even know if they sell this little thing. I got it in like an Ipsy. And then I have the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. I haven't really used this very much either. I'm going to declutter that. This palette I still adore from Tarte, so I will keep it. I saw that you can still get it on their site, so until they get rid of it, which is probably soon, I'm going to keep it. But I feel like these palettes from Tarte are the best, little circle palettes. Like, I really loved their unicorn collection they did, and then this one is the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust. They used to do really pretty and cute collections with great quality, and now I just feel like they've been going downhill for a while, but I am going to keep that one. I have the Smashbox Ablaze palette, again with Smashbox. I just am not into their products, so I'm going to declutter this one as well. I got it in a BoxyCharm, but I just don't think I'm going to use it. It's this little trio. It's just not for me. I'm decluttering. I'm going to pretty much keep the rest of the stuff, I think. I have the Natasha Denona Mini Glam. This is a beautiful palette. I absolutely love this one. Keeping. Also the Mini Gold, I will be keeping that as well. You guys could tell I love Natasha's shadows. And then I have here my e.l.f. palette. So I'm keeping all of these guys, the Bite Size, one of my favorite drugstore shadows. I think they're great quality. So that is everything in this drawer. Alright, so now I feel like I just recorded for 30 minutes and I still have so much more to go through. So this is the last of it. I have my Too Faced palettes, my ColourPop, and my Jeffree Star. So I have a lot of those each. They're some of my favorites in my collection. So this is going to be a hard one, but let's go ahead and start with Jeffree since his stuff is kind of stacked up high here. I do have the Conspiracy palette, which I am going to keep. I do enjoy it. I think it has a fun color story. Also keeping Blood Sugar. This one's a more neutral palette for him. It's like a neutral but red mauves. It's really beautiful. I do wish it had a bit more shimmery colors in here though. I think it could use a few more, but it is a beautiful palette. The Blue Blood, I've been trying to like this and use it, but I just don't. Like, blue is just not a color I go for a lot. I like to wear a lot of pinks, purples, oranges, yellows, but blue is just, I don't know, I just don't go for it. And I've been trying to make myself like it, and it's just not the best for me. So I'm going to declutter that one. Beauty Killer, I do not like this palette from him. I don't know, it was his first palette, so I'll give him some slack there, but I bought it because I wanted to have the full collection, and I do have all of his palettes. I really do love the Thirsty palette. It has more neutral shades, some pop of neons, but I love these glitters in the middle. It's a really pretty one, and I know he discontinued it, but I'm going to hold on to it. The Cremated, I did a whole review on this one. I actually really love it. It's such a beautiful cool tone palette. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. I do think it has a bit too many shades in here. There's some that I probably won't use, but I really do love this palette, so I'm going to keep it. The Mini Breaker, I don't really use these mini palettes. I've been trying to, but it's just not really my style. So I am going to declutter this Mini Breaker palette. I think I already have these shades like in the Thirsty and also in the Jawbreaker. And also the Mini Controversy. I don't use this at all. I do not like the color story at all. Like, I don't know. I just bought it because I wanted the whole collection. I wanted to review it for you guys, but I just feel like there's not a lot that I can do with this. I don't love the blues and like the browns. I don't know. It just doesn't go together for me. I'm going to let that one go. I'm also letting go of Androgyny because I have had this for like maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and I still haven't used it at all. I don't know why. I just haven't. I've heard mixed feelings on this one. I just really like his updated formula. I'm not a big fan of the old formula, so I'm going to declutter. The Morphe and Jeffree Star, I keep seeing this on sale everywhere, which is kind of crazy. It has a really fun color scheme. I think I want to hold on to this a bit more and try it a couple more times and see how it is again. I just don't really remember. I think I like it. I used it, that was probably a year ago is the last time I used it. The Jeffree Star, this is the Bloodlust. I do enjoy this. This is a gorgeous purple palette from him, and I really enjoy these colors. This palette is so big and bulky, but it's a beautiful purple palette. And then here's the Alien palette. I've wanted it for a while, and I do feel like it has some unique shades, so I think I am gonna hold on to it for that reason. So that's all my Jeffree Star palettes. Next we'll do ColourPop. So I have this Frozen 2 little Elsa palette. This one's super cute. I do enjoy this a lot, so I'm gonna keep. I just love the ColourPop palettes. They have the cutest palettes, great formula. The only thing I don't like about their palettes is that some of the the shades fall out easily and like break, so that's really annoying. I've had a couple of my palettes do that, but overall I really like them. This is the Nude Mood, which I bought this, but it's really similar to like my California Love palette, so I'm like, do I need both of them? I really like the California Love. I wonder if they still make that. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter Nude Mood because I know I have these colors elsewhere in my collection. But I am going to keep California Love. Hopefully it's not, I think it's out of stock now, but hopefully it's not limited edition. Blush Crush, this one also came in that same collection as the Nude Mood. I am going to declutter this one. I've kind of known that I was going to for a while because, I don't know, I usually don't have issues with ColourPop's palettes, but this one gave me a hard time. I feel like it was a bit harder to blend than some of them, and it might be because some of these have some glitter in them. So I'm going to declutter this. I know I have similar colors in my other ColourPop palettes. The Sailor Moon I just tried the other day, and I really, really like it. It's such a fun one with these bright pastels. You guys complimented me on my look so much. I so thank you for that. That was so sweet of you. But yeah, this one's so fun. I'm going to keep that one. Hopefully they restock again. And then Sweet Talk, I really like this one as well. I need to use it more, but it's a beautiful palette from them, a classic. I will keep it. This one, I don't really use anymore. It's the Kathleen Lights and the Dream Street collab. I think I'll declutter this one. I know I've had it for a while and it's not getting any use. I use a lot of the other ones more. And then we have this one. I need to use this one more as well, the Truly Madly Deeply. But I absolutely love the colors in here. So, so pretty. We have a few glitters in there. It's just stunning. I think this one is like an Ulta exclusive maybe, but it's a beautiful one, so I'm going to keep it. I also love this Mulan one, but like I said, these shadows break so easily, which is so frustrating, but this is a beautiful neutral palette as well from them that I love. Hopefully they restock that one too. I have this Disney Midnight Masquerade one, which I'm trying to think if I want to keep this. I think it's pretty, but I just don't really use it. I don't know. I think I'm going to hold on to it. It's Disney, so it's hard for me to let that go. I have the It's My Pleasure. I do enjoy this purple palette. I will keep. I need to get the lilac one still. I love these monochrome ones, but the Blue Moon I got and I still haven't used it. Like I said, I just don't wear blue shades, so I will go ahead and declutter. I do like that Frozen palette instead of this. The Mint one I haven't used yet either. I'm kind of collecting these, but I guess since I'm decluttered the blue, I won't ever have the full collection anymore. But I do like this mint like color scheme. I still need to try it, so I'm going to keep it. The strawberry one I still haven't used either. I got that one recently. So keep. And then the Honey, this one's one of my favorites. It's so pretty. This beautiful yellow scheme I absolutely love. Two more. These make me so mad because they kind of broke, but this one always the shades fall out and get mixed up. But this is the Baby Got Peach. They just restocked this again, so if you guys are wanting it, they just restocked this and the Going Coconuts, which are both two of my faves. And this one, a shade recently broke in it, so it pisses me off again, like this one. This is a beautiful cool tone palette from them. I absolutely love it. It's probably my favorite ColourPop palette. So yeah, we decluttered a couple. Next is Too Faced Shadows. So let's start over here. We got the chocolate bar. I recently just got this again at TJ Maxx, so I'm going to keep that one. I actually just used it in a testing video, so that'll be up probably next week or this week. I don't know. Probably next week. I have the Gingerbread Spice. I will keep this one as well. Absolutely love the 10 package palettes from Too Faced. And I'm going to keep the Extra Spicy too. I really like these in the fall and winter. love those. Too Faced Natural Eyes. I've already kind of decided that I was gonna declutter this. It's just not a favorite anymore. It's okay, but there's so much better from them, I think. Also, this little Too Faced puppy one, it has some cute shades, but I really don't use this. I think I'll go ahead and, sorry that was not in focus, I will go ahead and let this one go. I do enjoy the color scheme here in the Shake Your Pom Poms. I'm so bad at using these because I have them stored in another section in my makeup area, so I feel like I just don't reach for them, but I think this is a really nice everyday palette, so I will keep. I have the Hot Buttered Rum. I'm going to keep this one at 2. I think it's just a cute little mini. I have this one, the Clover palette. I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. As you can see, I just have barely used it. I love the packaging and I think it's so stunning, but I don't go for it, so I'm going to let this one go. I feel like the color scheme is a bit random here. This Pretty Mess one, I think I'm going to declutter this as well. It is a limited edition one, and I don't like to keep too many limited edition stuff, so I'm going to declutter this. I don't think it's a bad palette by any means. It's actually quite pretty, but yeah, I don't like too many limited edition stuff. I have the Tickled Peach from Too Faced 2, which I will keep this little mini as well. It's super adorbs. And then the Natural Lust, I think it's an okay palette, but I think I definitely have much better. I think it needs a couple more darker shades thrown in there. A lot of these kind of look the same on the eyes, so I think I'm going to declutter that. And then the Pretty Rich, I've been debating on this one. I saw it was just at TJ Maxx again, and I kind of wanted to do another video on it, just going over like different looks you can do. It's not a bad palette. I think it would be worth the $19.99 that it's on sale for. I think I'll go ahead and keep it for now. I do want to do one more look with that. This is my favorite new palette from them, the Natural Nudes. It is stunning. Absolutely love the quality of this. It's amazing. I highly recommend checking this one out. It's a beautiful palette from Too Faced. Gorgeous quality. Obsessed with it. Oh, and then lastly is my Just Peachy Mattes. I was talking earlier, I don't really love just all matte palettes anymore. And I do have the original Peach palette, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one too. And then I totally forgot that I had this box of palettes that I had already kind of decided I was decluttering, so I kind of forgot about them. And then these are all declutters, but I just wanted to go through them real quick just so you guys could see. I have so many things. There's kind of a mixture of products in here, so some of these are not palettes, so I'm just going to go over the palettes that are in here. But this is the IBY Enlighten palette. I got this in an Ipsy. I notice I tend to declutter a lot of palettes I get in subscription boxes. It just kind of happens that way that I don't really use them. I think when I actually like debate about buying a palette, I always appreciate it more instead of just like getting it in a box. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the IBY shadows. This one has a ton of shimmers in it, but it looks beautiful, but I just know myself and I'm not going to use that, so I'm going to let that one go. This The Balm palette, I've only swatched, maybe I did one look with it, I don't remember, but I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of the Balm eyeshadows. They don't do it for me. I've tried so many of their palettes and they just never really impressed me very much. So for that reason, I will be letting that one go, as well as this little Auto Balm palette from them. I don't know, their formula, I just think they need to kind of work on their shadows a bit more. I'm not a big fan. I've talked about these before, and they've been in this box like since I got them. It's the Fenty Snap Shadows, and I do not like these. They're just not the best formula. You could get similar looks from other palettes, even like the e.l.f. Bite Size palettes are better. I've heard a lot of people that don't like these either, but they're just nothing that great. So this is the True Neutrals that I'll be decluttering. I have the rose one too somewhere in this box, but yeah, I'm not going to keep those. This MAC palette I bought at TJ Maxx. It was kind of a random buy because it was cheap, and yeah, I just kind of was like, oh, like let's try it for a video. This is not the best color story. Like these 4 light shades are barely gonna show up. Yeah, it has like a nice neutral, but there's just not a lot that you can do with this one, I realized. So that's just something I really shouldn't have bought, and I'm gonna let it go. I talked about this a bit in another video, but this is the Stila Soul palette, and I just kind of talked about how it's just kind of outdated for its time. Like, when I say outdated, I just mean like eyeshadows to get better as the years go on. This one came out so long ago, and while it was good at the time, like if you compare it to like the palettes that are out now in 2020, it just does not hold up. So I'm gonna declutter that one. These shadows from Storybook I got in BoxyCharm, and I really don't like them. Like this, I tried to do a look with, and it was probably one of the worst palettes I've used. The fallout was terrible. The mattes were so hard to blend. There's definitely something up, and I know there was some weird scandal going on with this company in BoxyCharm. Like they made their palettes in China or something, and they usually don't. But yeah, I'm gonna declutter the Storybook palettes. I don't care for them. As well as this, you guys already know. I thought this was the most random palette ever. I did not like this. This is the BoxyCharm palette. And then this one too, it was just, I don't know, it was a big fail. So I'm decluttering this. This is from Hank and Henry, the Living in Color. I don't know, it's okay, but it's not a favorite. So declutter. I think, was I gonna keep this Natural Mattes? I don't think I'll use this, honestly. Another matte palette. I'm going to declutter that one too. Oh, this, the Anastasia Alyssa Edwards. No way. I do not like this palette. I've used it a couple times, but this is, I have to say, one of the worst quality Anastasia palettes. I just don't think the shades were easy to blend at all. They were very hard to work with. There's a few shimmers in there. It has a really pretty color story, like fun bright colors, but the quality is not there with this one. So I'm gonna declutter that. The Fenty, I've kind of talked about this. I wasn't impressed. It's the Moroccan Spice, and it's just okay, but it just doesn't have enough deeper tones in there. They're very light. I just was really unimpressed with the quality here, and I think a lot of people would agree that it's just okay, you know? So it's mediocre. We're gonna declutter. And then I think I just have a couple more. Oh yeah, the Studio Makeup. I did this in a BoxyCharm video. It's kind of a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded, but the quality was not there. I did like a get ready with me with that one. I just was not impressed, so I'm letting that one go. Here's that other Snap Shadow from Fenty in Rose. This Kylie palette I've had in this declutter box for a while, waiting to declutter it. I'm just never really impressed with Kylie's eyeshadows, a lot of her products. It's like, I just feel like I could get the same thing with ColourPop. They are made with the same lab, so I feel like they have very similar formulas. And yeah, I don't know. It's just an okay palette, but I realize it's something I already have. It's pretty basic, and the formula did not wow me. Also, this little Tarte palette, it's really cute. It's the Q the Confetti. I think they sent this to me, and I don't know. I don't think I'll use this. Like, this is such a light crease color, and then it has 3 different shimmers. I just would like something a bit darker to use. So I'm gonna let that go. And then these are other items, but the last palette is this little Pacifica palette that I got in an Ipsy. I just don't really use this. I don't like Pacifica's eyeshadows either, I have to say. They just are not the best. So I think that's everything in that box, and I think that's gonna complete this declutter. I'm gonna count everything because I'm really curious to see how many I let go, how many I kept. So I ended up putting all of my declutter palettes in these 2 totes. There's actually a lot. I think I did amazing, to be honest. I really needed to go through those. So I actually did about half, which is crazy. I kept 78. I'm decluttering 72. Whoa. Here's how the palette drawer looks. Oh my gosh, so much better. As you can see before, everything was just piled up on top of each other. So this is much more doable. I can actually see everything. So I'm really impressed with this. I really didn't think I was going to declutter this much, but honestly, it needed to be done. It was just overflowing. So everything looks really nice. I love how it all looks. I kind of have all the brands together. I moved my Too Faced ones back in because I had some extra room. So really excited. I have like my little small palettes over here. A lot of my Urban Decay Naked, my Pat McGrath, my Huda, my Too Faced and Anastasia, and then my bigger palettes in the corner, and I think we did so good. So I'm really pleased with it. I'm gonna go ahead and upload this. I think it's kind of out of order, but this is my second to last declutter, and then my next one will be blushes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this eyeshadow declutter. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I know this is gonna be a very long video, but I always appreciate the love. So I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye guys.